guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike. Thank you for taking a moment of your day to spend it with me today. It's exciting. What a time to be alive. We got Friday the 13th coming back. We got Scream 7. We've got Nightmare on Elm Street that happened before. And God, where is Nightmare on Elm Street? Where are you? What are you waiting for? Just pretend I've got, So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS, cause Halloween never ends, Halloween never ends, Halloween never ends, yeah. If you want to keep up to date on all that stuff and be the first to know, because we try to be as fast as we can, both in the bedroom and on here, then please consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell so that you get a notification when we bring one of these videos to you. One of these little nuggets of joy. But today's news is Friday the 13th is back again. Last night, Bloody Disgusting exclusively reported that Sean Cunningham, director of the original Friday the 13th, is developing a new Friday the 13th reboot for theaters, as well as producing a reboot of the movie House and an original horror project called The Night Driver. So it's the best of the best, right? We have the TV show that's going on, and then on the other side of the court dick-kicking battle, we've got Sean Cunningham over here saying, I'm going to put it on the big screen. Horror fans can have everything. It's like mom and dad got divorced, and that sucked for a minute, but now we have 2 Christmases. However, look, I'm no Debbie Downer. And I don't want to be the one to disappoint you, like that time that you found out wrestling was fake, or that some women fake it in bed, or that your fiance was cheating on you with your mom and your grandpa, and you found out on Maury in front of the whole country. But I do have some qualms and some questions, and this seems a little bit leakier than it did at first glance. Now, first off, I want to say I'm in no way questioning Bloody Disgusting's reporting. They're 100% legit. Too legit to quit. Please, Hammer, don't hurt them. Bloody Disgusting, it's when it comes to them, it's official. That's the beautiful thing about them. That I'm questioning not the source that they got it from, because it's definitely an official thing, but rather what the chances are this actually comes to fruition is something I don't feel that strong about. What they're reporting here is their plans, which is 100% legit. I'm just wondering how much of this actually ends up coming into fruition. So with that all being said, let's jump into this like Jason jumps into a warm, inviting body of water as a child. Oh. So last night, Bloody Disgusting reports that Sean Connery's birthday, is going to be trying to reboot the Friday the 13th franchise. Now, this information is coming from a man named Jeff Locker, who is said to be the writer of the upcoming Friday the 13th reboot. If you look at his IMDb, there's some shorts in there. He wrote a 2017 movie called Stasis. Nothing on this level, of course, and it's said to be directed by a man named Jeremy Weiss, who helmed some shorts as well, had a TV movie, and did some episodes of Hell's Kitchen. It's just an amazing show. This team was working together on this original project called The Night Driver, and with Sean Cunningham, and then they pitched their idea for Friday the 13th to Cunningham, and apparently he said he's in as long as they develop it with him. Here's where it comes to a not so confident stake that this is actually going to happen. Locker continues, obviously the prequel TV series has reignited interest about a new film, so we're hoping the surrounding excitement will inspire both sides to come together and give us Jason on the big screen again for the first time in 14 years. But we also have a plan B for the sequel to the original we think fans will absolutely love and should avoid any legal entanglements. Now, I may be splitting weird, ratty Jason Voorhees hairs here, but that sounds a little less cooked than I was kind of hoping for going into this. So they're working on this movie, The Night Driver, these 2 dudes, with not a lot in their backpack as far as what they've done before. And that's not saying anything. Newcomers, everyone's a newcomer at some point. We all start at 0, That's amazing to get that possibility to do that. That fucking rocks for those guys. But I'm just saying, these 2 guys who just honestly haven't had their hands on anything this big, you know what I'm saying? Pitched this idea to Cunningham, and he was like, yeah, sure. As long as, I'm the one developing it with you, let's do it. They don't even know for sure if everyone's going to work together to make this thing happen or not. That's one thing. Now, the plan B makes sense, because if you remember back when everything got split up, Sean Cunningham, in my opinion, got the betterment of the deal because he got adult Jason, right? Victor Miller, as far as the movie world goes, not TV world, only had the rights to the things in the first movie. Now, when we think of Friday the 13th, let's be honest, Jason's what comes to the forefront of most of our minds. So in my mind, Sean Cunningham got the better of those 2. So if the world of movies actually still has those rights split up, I think they're in a pretty good spot. I think what they're saying is basically we wouldn't do a reboot, we would just do a sequel with adult Jason. So Jason's big day out, basically. He just couldn't be at Crystal Lake, I guess. But personally, I'd rather see a sequel than another reboot. But that's neither here nor there. 2009 did a fucking great job of it, in my opinion. Let's get Derek Mears back too while we're at it. And now the reason that they're able to do this TV show over here and use all the Jason fixins is because A, it's on a TV show, and B, they have a guy that works on both sides that's actually working on the TV show. So for whatever legal reasons, they're able to do it on the TV show, and these guys are just hoping that they'll just be like, you know what, we're happy with what we got going on over here. Sure, by all means. Given the history of this case and everything that's going on, I don't know how likely that is, but then again, I'm just an asshole on YouTube. I'm sure there's a lot I don't know. But as a guy who follows this, the likelihood of that happening just sounds a little stretchy pants to me.
Sometimes you wear stretchy pants.
And again, I'm not trying to poo-poo anyone's platter. I'm as excited as anybody else if this comes to fruition. I just think there's a lot that I could see diffusing this, and there's a lot of extra stuff going on. Look, Sean Cunningham's clearly shown to be a shrewd businessman who would have no qualms with just switching stuff up on the fly. And look, A, what happens if this Night Driver movie that these three are working on doesn't really pan out? There's something wrong with the writing or the directing, or it just doesn't pop off, it doesn't work for whatever reason, then that could stop this from going forward. And on the other hand, what if the House reboot doesn't resonate either? And the most cynical but absolutely understandable capitalist marketing reason that we may never see this thing walk around on two legs, Homo erect, is that if you're Sean Cunningham and you've got this original idea, which sounds pretty cool, by the way, if you read the article, for the Night Driver, and you're trying to get some publicity and marketing behind it, what better way is it to go, oh, and by the way, we're also making Friday the 13th, everybody. You know that's gonna catch fire in the news. You know everybody's gonna be talking about it, and then you got, boom, the Night Driver right there next to it. They even say later on in this article, they just by chance mention that, hey, the Night Driver's a lot like Friday the 13th, actually, for you fucking Friday the 13th lovers. You know what I mean? Like, you can't blame them. It's marketing. It's the way the business works. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that's just being kicked around in the office that doesn't have a whole lot of weight to it yet, that they're just like, hey, throw that out there too so that it'll get some shares, get people talking. I understand it, and I hope the Knight Rider rules. Speaking of which, here's what the director Weiss said about the Night Driver. Did I say Knight Rider? Fuck my ass with a fork. He says, The Night Driver is a film about an everyday salesman who regularly drives across the country selling pharmaceuticals. One night on a back road, he encounters a madman who seems to be following him. I hope it's not Dave Thomas from Wendy's, leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. All he wants to do is make it home alive to his family at any cost, and by the time it's over, he realizes he's either escaped the terror or it's followed him home. Sounds like an awesome, original, fun movie. I hope it rules. And then finally, the house info is cool as well, but there's a lot going on there too. They're even talking about a video game happening in that one. There's an accompanying video game concept. Look, it just sounds like these guys have a lot going on, and they're throwing the kitchen sink at us right now, but there's just so much that could change with that and things. But either way, I mean, I think it's great. I would love to see a Jason... I'd rather have a sequel than a reboot. So first off, that's my question to you guys. Would you rather them go back and reboot it again? Or would you rather them, even though they wouldn't be able to use Crystal Lake necessarily, or any of the stuff from the first film, do a sequel featuring Jason just straight out of the bat? For me, that's what I'd want, especially since we're getting a prequel series over here. But I would love nothing more than to have the TV show happening and then have Jason back on the big screen. I think it would fucking rule. What would you guys like to see? You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see every single one of you of age, butt naked, clicking the like button on this video because it really helps me a lot. And I just like picturing you naked. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome weekend. You're all doomed to get laid. Halloween never ends. Suck my fucking dick. And I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not. Yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS, cause Halloween never ends.